my LinkedIn 15-minute snappy chats, and this is all about learning and growing together in business. I really believe that it's important for us to learn and grow from each other because it can get really lonely in business and we can learn so much from each other. Most often we go through some of the same challenges. And I'm so excited today. I have the wonderful Eche Awa from Nigeria, Lagos, who's with me today to talk about some of the challenges she has faced and seen in business and how we can all learn and grow from it. So I met Eche actually through LinkedIn. I also met her wonderful husband through LinkedIn as well, who's also been on these calls before. And they're just a wonderful couple. They actually met on LinkedIn. I hope you don't mind me saying this. It's just a beautiful story. And I have been following you both for, I think, 5-6 months now. And you guys are just rocking it on LinkedIn. You are just amazing in terms of how you bring out valuable information. And you are so kind-hearted. And it comes with real human behind it. The real sort of personality shines through. You are so authentic and real. And I just love that about you and your husband as well. So thank you so much for being on today. Now, I'm just going to let you introduce yourself a little bit about what you do as well, because I know you're a fantastic social media person. So tell us a little bit more.
Wow, thank you so much, Christine. It's a pleasure being on this chat with you. And yes, a little bit about myself. My name is Echezonachi Awa. You can call me Eche. And I am a social media branding and lead generation officer. And I've been doing that for say 2 years now. And it's been beautiful. I think social media has given us all an opportunity to, show ourselves, show our businesses. Some people say it's like a free marketplace, even though, of course, there are things you have to pay for. But it has given us opportunity to connect with lots of people all around the globe. I'm in Lagos,
That's the
Nigeria,
thing.
you're in Australia, and we're here talking like we're seated right next to each other. So it's amazing.
I love the same about that. The fact that we can actually communicate around the world, that for the last, I've been on LinkedIn for a long time, but I've only been active for like a year and a half, really. And I have met so many amazing new friends and people that inspire me and that I learn from in Africa, in America, in Europe, Australia, everywhere, Asia too, everywhere. So this is so exciting. So thank you so much for being with me. And I wish I could be there with you in person. Maybe one day I will be, so I get to
One
meet you
day,
and your wonderful
absolutely.
husband. I definitely would. But this is the thing: when we meet people, there's nothing better when we get to chat. To chat, but also actually meet in person one day. So let's hope for that.
True.
But in the
Yeah.
meantime, thank you so much for being on. And I'd really love to hear about a challenge that you have faced growing on social media or in business that we can all learn from and what you learned from it, I guess.
Okay, there are a couple of them. I'm going to start with one that is so much more common for people. I think one of the greatest challenge when it comes to growing on social media is the fact that you feel you're all alone. You're not getting the engagement, you're not getting the likes, the comments. The truth is, it is 100% disheartening. I mean, we want people to see value in what we're doing. We know we are putting out ourselves out there. It's like you're taking a risk, and sometimes months nobody is seeing you. And I know a couple of people that have done that, and because they're not getting likes, they're not getting the engagement, they disappear.
Yeah.
They
They
just
give
quit.
up.
Another challenge is people don't effectively brand themselves on social media. I'm into social media branding, and before you open a social media account, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, you need to figure out, what exactly do I want to do on this platform? Who do I want to be known as? So
Yeah.
that is one challenge that people face. So you open an account and you're mixing it all up, personal, business, stuffs like that. People want to go to your profile and they can say, okay, this is who she is, this is what she does. But most people, we miss it in some areas, and it gets quite confusing.
I couldn't agree with you more. I worked in strategy for a long time, and the one thing I see on social media, and it upsets me, like you say as well, is that people don't have a clear idea about who they are, how they want to come across, what's important about what they do, what is their key message that they want people to take away. Because we're
Yeah.
bombarded with information just going on LinkedIn every day. I mean, how much do you remember at the end of the day of all the posts you saw and liked? Yeah, it's
True.
next to impossible. So it's the accumulative effect, isn't it, in terms of if we're really clear on who we are and what we are trying to achieve on LinkedIn or social media, and we keep putting that forward consistently, that's when people start noticing and remembering. Would you agree?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wonderful. So how would you advise people? How have you, when you started, and did you have problems as well in terms of getting people to like for a while, and how did you overcome this challenge besides getting a
Okay,
great strategy in place?
I would say number one, you need to be patient. It
Yeah.
takes time, and you need to consistently give value. The thing with social media is if I see your post and I like it, I am going to go to your profile to see what you've been up to. Now, if I
Yeah.
go to your profile and I see, oh wow, I love her contents, I love what she has been posting, then I will be pushed to follow you. Or maybe when I keep seeing your content and they are giving me value, of course I'll love to follow you and I'll start engaging your content. Another thing to help with that is, let me use the word community. You need, for you to get support, you need to support people. That's where people miss it. And
Yes.
it's just like you talked about strategy. One important thing I tell people when I'm consulting them for their social media is, you don't just post and disappear. You don't just post, reply to comments on your post and disappear. No,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
need to engage other people's posts for them to reciprocate. it's
Yes.
it's you're supporting others. There's this term I like very well. When we help others, we help ourselves. That is just what it is on social media. When you support other people's posts, you engage them with meaningful comments. You know, they see
Yeah.
your comments and it's like you really went through the post to write that comment. Most of them check out your profile and it's just human nature. They
Yeah.
reciprocate, they go to your most recent post and they engage on it. I remember when I started my LinkedIn journey, one lady that stood out for me was Rachel Beck. Rachel Beck does not miss my post. And I will not miss her post too. That is just what
Yeah.
it is because I was getting 6 likes, 9 likes, 10 likes then,
Yeah.
but she was always there supporting me. And anytime I see her comment on my post, even when I don't see it, I rush to her profile and I engage her post. I watch her videos and I engage her post. That is just what it is. So you need to be patient, give it time, and you also need to support others for them to reciprocate and support you.
I love that advice, and I 100% agree with you. You mentioned some really, really important points about LinkedIn, which is add value, and two, reciprocate. It's all about building relationship, building your tribe, finding the ones that you connect with. And you know what I think it really boils down to is when we reciprocate, and it's actually us, not our VA or someone else that is actually
It's
reciprocating, whether it's to
different.
yours, we feel it, we see it, and what happens is we feel seen and heard as people. Yeah. And there's nothing more
Absolutely.
important for a human being is to feel seen and heard and respected.
Yeah. It's
And
it
that's
it
what it's all
makes a
about.
lot of difference. It makes a lot of difference. And it builds some sort of bond. You people
Yeah.
might not be talking, people might not have met. Of course it's online, but when you're constantly, engaging their post, dropping meaningful comments on their post,
Yeah.
they, just like you said, they feel valued, they feel seen, they feel appreciated.
Yeah.
And it's just normal for them to also want to reciprocate. You're like a
Yeah.
friend that understands and they
Right,
want to share
exactly.
it
You
too.
understand each other. And there's
Yeah,
this energy, and even with those online, you build this resonate with each other and you build this energy. Like I've never met you until today. I met your husband on LinkedIn too. But this is
yeah,
the first time we actually conversation. But we met 5 minutes before we started here, but we were already friendly.
it's
Yeah. We were
beautiful.
already talking like friends because we have, followed each other. You always write really valuable insights on my post, and I try and do the same with you in terms of seeing what you're saying and liking it and actually also adding to it if I can. And that what
Yeah,
is what makes a relationship to the point we met for
it
the first
builds that
time.
bond.
Exactly. And people, I think, forget that when they go on social media, think, oh, I'll just hire someone in, I don't need to reply to others, or I can get someone to do it, I don't have time. But you
It, it,
notice for those of us who
it
was on there
builds.
trying to add value, we notice. Yeah.
True. You notice when the engagement is not genuine. You notice when you even notice when there is a switch. Take for instance, I comment on your post. Tomorrow, if I give it over to my VA, the comments are not going to be exactly the way I used to comment. So it's there's always that touch, that feeling, that energy that comes with the comments if it's from me.
Yeah. And the AI VA can't replicate it. Now I understand, and maybe you can tell me about this. Obviously, at the moment, I'm doing it all myself, but it's a good 3 hours a day, yeah. And most people don't have that. What would you
True.
recommend to someone who does want to be real, does want to be authentic, does want to build a relationship, but simply don't have 3 hours a day? How do we manage that? Because I am actually in that dilemma now. So I'd love to hear your thoughts,
Okay.
because I'm all about authenticity too.
This is what I would say. Before I went into social media branding and lead generation, I was in the HR and recruiting space.
Yeah,
Um, it's yes, at that point in time, you need to employ a VA or a PA to assist you. But this is
yeah,
what I tell people: you don't just employ anyone. I was speaking with someone the other day, and she was talking about one thing that we always miss when it comes to hiring is energy.
yeah,
We hire for skills, knowledge and stuffs like that, but we miss energy. You can bring someone into your team and that person would drain the energy of your whole team. But if you hire someone whose energy matches yours, you and the person you hire, you people have this beautiful connection. Number one, the work flows easily for your VA. I remember one of the very first jobs I got on LinkedIn. It lasted just 1 month because it was, I would say she was toxic. I don't know if that's the right word, but when I think back, it was a bit
yeah,
toxic. Whenever I see her message, I get scared, like, oh my God, what
yeah,
did I do wrong this time around?
yeah,
So after
yeah,
1 month, I just quit.
yeah,
Now, when you hire people who have the same energy, the same drive as you do, it's they work just like you would. But when you
yeah,
hire people, probably because I just want to hire, I'm in a hurry and I just want to hire someone. I don't have
yeah,
time anymore. You don't have time to look at this important feature. You just hire them because oh she has 3 years experience as a VA, she has this and that, but
yeah,
it's not the important thing there. You can hire someone to handle your LinkedIn and they'll mess it up. They will destroy the brand and reputation you have
yeah,
built. So you need to ensure the person you're hiring has the same energy, the same
yeah,
drive. If you're someone who is so interested and invested in your personal growth and development, you need to ensure the person you're hiring is also invested in their own personal growth and development. Because
yes,
at that particular point in time, they will also want to be growing and developing themselves, and they will see your profile not just as your profile but as something they are building, and so
yeah,
they pay more attention to it. They are authentic in handling it compared to just you give it to someone and the person is dropping great share nice and all that. The
yeah,
person is going to destroy the brand you have built
yeah,
and the reputation you have built. So I think it's not just about getting someone. You need to ensure the person is motivated, self-motivated, has that zeal, that willingness to grow. It makes a lot of difference.
I think that's great advice. And it's actually interesting because I am keen to hire someone at some point, and I'm not going to step away. I will still do my part because I like being on LinkedIn. I think it's important that I
Yeah.
stay on there, that I am on there. And especially for certain connections, I will definitely still be the one. But for building, you need to like more people, engage with more people, and it
Engage more
gets
people, more
exponentially
feet.
huge as you grow. Yeah. And I have found someone, you know how I found her? She started liking my post for a long time. I've seen her for half a year at least, liking my post. I started seeing her post. I think she does beautiful posts. I think she is very grown in herself. She's into personal development, like you said. She writes really well. She actually writes about certain things that I write about too, and she does it really, really well. And she
Wow.
never ever sent me a sales call or sent a direct message with trying to sell herself. I actually have gone to her and said, "Hey, let us chat. I want to find out more about you. I'm interested in what you're doing." Yeah. And
Wow,
so
that's
the day
awesome.
I can afford it, that's the day I'm going to hire this person in Kenya, actually, because she's just wonderful. Yeah.
Now you see, I tell people, most people who are looking for job, they're like, oh, they're looking for job, they don't have time to be posting always on LinkedIn. And I'm like, no, you're looking for job, you need to put yourself out there. I mean,
Yeah.
social media is like your free CV to reach out to plenty persons that you can go to, physically. Put yourself out there, create content, engage people's posts, and
Yeah.
they will see you. When
Yeah.
you're engaging meaningfully on their posts, they see you. Don't think people don't notice. When you engage
Yeah.
on people's posts, they notice you, they see you. And one day they're going to go to your profile to check out
Yeah.
what you're doing. And if they need your services, you're going to come to their mind. That's how it works.
And that's exactly how it's worked. And she's done a beautiful well. Now it's just about me manifesting a bit more money to be able to afford that, because building a
Wow.
business takes time.
A
Most people
lot.
do not make 10,000 or 15,000 the next month when they start. That is, I'm not saying there aren't a few people who could sell their grandmother if they had to, but most people can't. Yeah. Most people have to build up long term. Yeah. There are
Yeah,
always those people, the few in between. Of course, they exist, but most of us are more in the long game. And that's okay. It's how it's played on LinkedIn. If you want to build on social media, don't expect to sell the next day. Yeah. It takes
absolutely.
time.
It takes
People want to
time.
look at you. They want to get to know you. They want to watch you without engaging. Then they might engage on your LinkedIn or even on a direct message, but it takes time.
A lot of time.
Wonderful. I love it so much. We're on 16 minutes now, so we're going to finish up. But thank you so much for your time and all your valuable advice. And you've also taught me something tonight, so I really
Oh,
appreciate that. How
thank
can
you.
people You're welcome. How can people reach out to you? And do you have anything you want to share with anyone in case you've got anything coming up that you want to share? Please feel free so we can all reach out to you. And I highly recommend that you get to know this wonderful lady.
Oh, thank you so much, Christine. Of course, I'm active on LinkedIn. I post, I think, 4 times a week, but my DMs are always open. So if you need any of my services, you can hit me up. I was doing podcasting before and I stopped, because of motherhood and baby, but now baby is a bit grown. So I might get back to it. But of course, when I get back to it, you will definitely see it on my profile.
And I'll definitely want to be part of your podcast too. So
Of course, I'm going to
I'm
bring
just
you
inviting
in.
myself
I
now.
will. I will definitely.
Well, thank you so much. I will make sure as well that I put your contact details in as well in the comments so everyone can find you. It's already in the post anyway. I have put a link to your profile as well, and you're highly recommended. And I appreciate you. It's been wonderful to get to know you in the last half year. Literally happened on LinkedIn, and it's an energy thing. It's all energy. That is what's happening right now too. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Thank
take
you
care.
so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you. I
And
really
say
appreciate
and say send my love to your wonderful husband and your little girl who is a
it.
cutie.
Sure, I will. I will.
All right, we're going to end it now. So thank you, everyone. And thank you for everyone. There's actually quite a few people here who've said hello and said hi. I think there's a lot of your friends on here. So you've done well in reaching out. So
Oh,
thank you.
thank
And
you, everyone.
exactly. So take care, everyone. And feel free to reach out to both of us. So I'm just going to end it now and it'll take a little second.